Hi guys, welcome back to the Shannon Show podcast. Hello if you're new. So today's episode is going to be a review of Love Island 2020, episode 10. So as we all know, this episode was basically going to be kind of the aftermath of Rebecca making moves in the house, making waves in the house, particularly making moves on Callum, and also kind of confirming whether Mike was talking about Leanne when he said that he was having doubts. So, in the beginning of the episode, Mike is still pressed about Shauna basically saying that he had the biggest game plan in the house. He's going around talking to the boys saying, is it true? Is it true? They're like confirming him like, oh no, we don't think you're playing a game and stuff like that. And he even takes it a step further with addressing it with Shauna, who basically doubles down and, says it wasn't that serious, it wasn't that deep. And for me, I feel like that's a bit suspicious that he was so pressed to the fact where he had to have a one-on-one and he couldn't just leave it in the game. He is playing a game. Well, at the end of the day, everybody in that house is playing a game. Everybody in that house has a game plan. Let's not be stupid. But he's definitely the most calculated in the house, I think. And I feel like he felt a little bit caught out and now he's trying to do image control. But what do you guys think? Do you think he was entitled to speak to Shauna if he really felt like she was slandering him? Or do you feel like this was just image control and, he's trying to save his image? What do you guys think? And do any of you think that he is a game player or he is playing the biggest game in the house? Let me know. So Rebecca, she's speaking to Callum. She knows exactly what she's doing. She's saying she's here to spice things up. Basically, she's basically confirming that she's not afraid to step on anyone's toes. She's not playing it safe. She's here to live her best life, and that's that. Shauna's basically like freaking out again because you obviously, after the challenge now, they've kissed, and who's Callum hanging out with? He's hanging out with Rebecca and not with her. He hasn't even come to her straight away to be like, you know what, it didn't mean anything, or let's discuss the kiss. So already, Shauna, you know where Callum's head is at. But again, she's pressing. I don't know whether this is like a defense mechanism or something like that, but I feel like she's just avoiding the inevitable. Mike and Sophie, thank God finally somebody has told her that she needs to calm down, but she doesn't take that advice. She goes and pulls Cam to the side, and they're kind of talking, and she's expressing her reservations to him. And Callum, this boy is just a liar. I don't even know why he's lying like this, but he's basically saying how, he's gonna, he likes Shauna and how he's gonna tell Rebecca not to pick him, and he's just scared to tell her that he doesn't want to be picked and he wants to stay with Shauna. And Shauna is just there eating it up. And obviously at this point we already know the conversation, and it's like, it's not even credible because he was literally just kikiing it up with Rebecca before. So then Shauna's like, oh, let's tell her together, I'll hold your hand and stuff like that. I'm just like, girl. The fact that you even need to say, let's do it together, tells you all you need to know. Because if he really liked you, he would have got up there and then, as he said he was going to tell her, and did it in front of your face instead of this, oh, let's do it together like it's parents' evening. And on top of everything, when Shauna went to kiss Callum, like, she went in for a peck and then she tries to like turn it into like a snog, I guess, to mark her territory in front of everyone, aka Rebecca. He kind of pulled away, and that's when I knew Callum does not rate Shauna. He doesn't rate her. So I just obviously later on in the episode they bring it up again, but I don't think that Callum is serious, and I think maybe he just doesn't want to hurt Shauna's feelings. Maybe she's just too intense. But yeah, I don't think Callum is that into Shauna, and I feel like Shauna just needs to let it go, shout it. And then on top of that, obviously, Rebecca then goes on to talk to Finley, and then when she goes to talk to Finley, it seems like Callum is a bit pressed because now he's going to Paige saying, oh, do you know that Rebecca's gone to talk to Finn? I thought that was quite interesting. Why do you think that Callum was so interested in informing Paige about Rebecca talking to Finley? What do you guys suspect that was all about? So obviously Finley and Rebecca have a little chat, and Finley basically says that, him and Paige are going good, but he's not 100% closed off. But I respect Finn because he actually does tell Paige. Paige isn't really that happy about it. She's just kind of, again, planting the seed, letting him know that she's a bit insecure, saying, is she funnier than me? Does she do this better than me? And, he's persistent saying, he still wants to get to know her, but then he's doing this thing where he's like, I want to get to know her, but, that's not to say that I don't want us to be together, giving her reassurance. And to me, usually, I feel like that's when they're just like, this girl is desperate. So I might just keep my distance, or I might want to see what Rebecca's saying. I don't think, expressing your insecurities and stuff like that, or needing reassurance when another girl is here to compete, is necessarily the best strategy. It seems to work though, because, within the same episode, Finn is basically saying, okay, yeah, I pick you, Paige, I want to be with you. And yeah, I'm closing the door off to Rebecca. He says that, but I'm not sure if he'd be able to commit to that if Rebecca was to come round and be like, I want to be with you. But what do you guys think? Can we trust Finley? Because it's literally only been a couple days for them. So I wouldn't blame him switching to Rebecca if Rebecca gave him a chance. But what do you think? Do you feel like he's an honest guy and, he'll stick with Paige? Or do you feel like his head could still turn for Rebecca? So Rebecca, of course, she's entertaining the boys. She's laughing with the boys, not really communicating or hanging out with the girls. And, the girls, especially Shauna, they're quite pressed. They're kind of just like, why is she hanging out with the boys for? Surely, why isn't she a girl's girl? I just find that quite weird. And yeah, I kind of get that, I feel like there's always this thing in the friendship community, people are just wary of girls who are girls that don't have any girlfriends. People are just always suspicious of them. And most of the time I agree, but I just feel like Rebecca is not here to make girlfriends. She came here, it's Love Island, she came here to find a man. So obviously, her objective is to get to know everyone. But yeah, the girls are pressed. Jess and Shanice pull Rebecca for a little chat. They're being very friendly, but I already knew the girls are shady. But obviously they're like, oh, are you ready to tell us who you're interested in? And she confirms that her choices are between Connor, Finley and Callum. And of course, Jess goes and spills the tea. So obviously, after that, Shauna goes and speaks to Callum again because he hasn't gone to Rebecca yet to basically say that he wants to be with Shauna. And then he kind of starts backtracking, saying, he doesn't want to be rude, he doesn't know how to say it. And then, Shauna's like, oh, I'll write a draft for you, kind of stuff like that. We can write the speech together. And at this point, I felt like Callum was leading her on and Shauna was just desperate for assurance. But obviously, near the end of the episode, Callum actually does go up to Rebecca and say, he wants to be with Shauna and that, he doesn't want to be picked by her because she'd basically be wasting her time. And I was shocked. I was honestly shocked. Very shocked. And I'm still shocked. And I'm still not sure if I totally buy it, because I just feel like if a new girl was to come in and pick him for a kiss, he would entertain that kiss. So it's just I don't know how to feel about this. Can we trust Callum? Did Callum generally want to close off the relationship with Rebecca? Did Shauna bully him into doing it? I don't know. I still feel like Shauna needs a new man. I don't think that they're compatible. And I still feel like there is going to be some foolishness in the future with Callum and Shauna because of Callum's behaviour. But what do you guys think? Do we stand Callum and Shauna now, or do you still feel like Shauna needs another man? Let me know what you think. And why do you feel, and do you think that Callum was being genuine or not? Or could he be playing a game plan? Could he maybe realise that maybe being a playboy is maybe not in his best interest in terms of his game, and maybe he'd be better off committing to Shauna for 4 weeks? What do we guys think? So during the episode, we also see Sophie hyping up Shanice to go and interrupt a conversation between Rebecca and Hot Connor. I feel like Sophie was meddling here. She does this a lot. She was hyping up Naz to go speak to Shawnice. That didn't end well. I'm not really sure if Sophie's intentions were pure here, or whether she just wanted some free entertainment. But, Shawnice goes, she struts over, she interrupts the conversation, she pulls him to the side, and, she starts talking to him. She's asking him if he wants marriage in the future, if he wants kids. And, Connor, he's entertaining the conversation. I guess he's entertaining the conversation. I think that, he probably liked the attention. But I just feel like Shawnice probably does not have a shot with him because, her behaviour, it's just not been ideal. It's been a bit crazy. It's been a bit deranged. And, even, she jokes in the conversation, oh, I'm a bit crazy. And, when people joke about being crazy, it's because they are. After Rebecca gets rejected by Callum, basically, and I think that Rebecca was shocked as well. I think she thought that Callum was a sure thing, and even if he wasn't going to pick her, Callum wanted to be picked by him, by her at the very least. So she cuts her losses, and now literally within the hour, she's kissing Connor with a G, and that was a very long kiss, very long drawn out kiss. And during their conversation, they're talking, and Callum said he likes the natural look. He likes the natural look. He doesn't like the fillers and stuff. So that's some tea there. I've heard a few people with debate saying, what's up with the filler look? Men don't like the filler look. And in terms of that debate, I feel like it's each to their own. Some people don't mind it, some people like it, some people don't, A lot of people were anxious about. Mike does confirm that the doubts that he was talking about were the doubts in him and Leanne's relationship. He basically says that, things are going well, but, she's been a bit distant, she hasn't been opening up, he needs a bit more reassurance from her. And you know what? She has been a little bit laid back, yes, but I just don't know what Mike's obsession with this reassurance is, and it's probably because he just keeps pressing her 21 questions every day. She's just thinking, like, I've only known you 7. What more do you want from me? My national insurance number? Like, let's just chill. Let's take things slow. And, I just feel like the girl slept outside with you, in South Africa. And anyone who's been to any country in Africa, those mosquitoes and those insects are big as fuck. Like, so if you are sleeping outside with somebody in Africa, you must at least care about this guy. Because let me tell you, I would not be doing that. Even with my husband, I wouldn't be sleeping outside in Africa somewhere. Because let me tell you, those insects are no joke. I just don't know what more Mike wants from Leanne. But what do you think? Do you feel like Leanne has just been a bit reserved, or do you feel like Mike is just expecting a bit too much for her too early on? What do you guys think? I've heard a lot of you guys say they're not really sure about Leanne and Mike, because Leanne had some stuff to say as well. She's saying she was just feeling very pressured. She was feeling very pressured. She was feeling very like the relationship is becoming a bit forced, and that's why she was keeping her distance. And I feel like you can kind of tell as well. You can tell there's no chemistry there. There's no spark. Dare I say, even though I don't like Sophie and Callum, you can see there's a little bit of spark there. There's a little bit of life in the relationship that you don't see with Leanne and Mike. They kind of just squash the beef. They kind of squash it. There's no hug. Leanne says she wants a high five. And at this point, obviously before I saw the developments at the end of the episode, I was just like, you know what, it's early 4 weeks, just pretend and get the bag at the end, see how far you can get, maybe it isn't too smart to, reveal your true feelings, fake it till you make it. Everything's going good so far, yes, there was some hiccups, yes, there was some lies at the beginning, but, it's looking good. The producers are giving you dates, so obviously you must be looking good on TV. Just carry on that little relationship. But what do you guys think? Do you feel like Mike and Leanne should fake it till they make it? Or do you feel like this is just not a good relationship and that they should just break up? Let me know what you guys think. So yeah, that's pretty much the roundup of the episode. I think it's pretty clear that Rebecca is going to choose Connor as her man. But then obviously I thought that was just kind of it, new day. Then all of a sudden, there's new boys coming in. 2 new boys, they're both called Luke. There's Luke M. Luke M is white, brunette, and he's kind of average looking. I don't know who would be interested in getting to know him. Maybe Jess, I'm thinking maybe Shanice, but I wouldn't think that he was Shanice's typical type. And then Luke T, obviously, we've got another black guy in there, and he says that he's interested in getting to know Leanne. I didn't catch all of the names for the other Luke. I think he said Rebecca, and I think maybe he said Shanice. I'm not sure if he said anyone else. Remind me if I missed anyone's name. But Black Luke said that he was looking out for Leanne. In terms of looks, I think he's an okay guy. I think Mike is definitely the better looking guy. But yes, a black love triangle. I never thought I'd see the day on Love Island where we'd see a black love triangle. And I think Leanne is definitely going to be enjoying this and loving this. And it'll be interesting to see because it was, when there was a little ish, love triangle going on ish with Jess, Mike, and Leanne. Leanne basically was just out here sunbathing in the sun, not paying it any mind. But I don't think Mike is going to be able to get away with that, especially with the reservations that Leanne has already said in their relationship. So it'd be interesting to see how Mike is going to be, because he's been the one that has been wanting all of the affection and the attention, but now he's going to have to be the one who's giving it to Leanne. So, interesting, guys. What do you guys think of these new developments, and who did you vote for the dates? In terms of who I voted for the dates, for the first Luke, I chose Jess to go on the date because I didn't want to pick Shanice and the other people were in couples. So, yeah, I didn't want Shanice to go on a date. And obviously, the Luke that likes Leanne, obviously I picked Leanne because I want some drama, I think it'll be interesting to see how Mike reacts. Very interesting. What do you think? Do you think Mike's going to be on his toes? Do you feel like there's going to be some bravado involved? Or do you think he's going to try and take Leanne's approach, lay back, top up his tan, not pay her any mind? What do you think his approach is going to be? I feel like he's going to be low-key rattled. Yeah, interesting developments, guys. Okay, Love Island producers, I see they're actually listening to feedback this season. So on Twitter, people are comparing Black Luke to Sharif, and I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw him, I kind of thought of Sharif. I'm not gonna lie. But I think he is better looking than Sharif. I think Instagram pictures, and he looks cute. Maybe it's the Instagram pictures, but sometimes the camera angles don't be getting people right. Sometimes you have to get it from a different angle to see something else. But what do you guys think of Black Luke? People are saying what's going to happen to Naz, because obviously now 2 new boys are coming in, and yeah, yes, because if it's like a recoupling thing and it's like the boy that doesn't get picked goes home, Naz could be on his way out. I don't think they'll do that to him. But what do you guys think? Is anyone scared for Naz, or do you feel like the producers will try and save him somehow? People are speculating that Leanne's going to jump ship after her date with Luke. If she gets it, I'm pretty sure you guys voted for Leanne. People are speculating that Callum is going to stray again. People have no sympathy for Shanice because obviously she was coming for Connor today, and then Rebecca just snatched him up. I think she saw it. I guess I didn't really see her reaction, but I think she did see them kissing. I mean, they were both outside, so I'm pretty sure she did see it. People are saying that basically Naz is just on an all-expense holiday now. I guess people are speculating that he probably won't find someone. I think it's just going to be another slow burner for him. Casa and Moore, he'll probably find someone if he lasts that long, hopefully, fingers crossed. Well, I think I might have missed something there, because I've seen a tweet saying, Leanne has caught your eye, but Shanice is your type. So I'm guessing they're talking about Black Luke. I might have missed that then. Oh, So if Shanice is his type, then that just means that he's basically using Leanne as a storyline. And then he's probably just a Danny. Interesting. Interesting, guys. Yeah, if this is the case, then Leanne just needs to stick with Mike, innit? That's pretty much the roundup of the tweets. For those of you wondering, my handle is at shannonbafundilaenquiries. Let me know what your thoughts were on this episode. Let me know what your thoughts were on this podcast. What your thoughts are on the new boys. Subscribe if you haven't yet. And if you have, don't forget to make sure your notification bell is on so you know when the next podcast is dropping. Until next time, guys. Bye.